welcome back to the channel, everybody, and here we are with the much awaited and much hyped Assetto Corsa EVO. Now, I've been trying to make this video since last night when it first dropped. First of all, there was the issue about what time it actually dropped, and seemed some people got the game earlier than others. The likes of Jardier, Jimmy Broadbent, Gamer Muscle, Basic Ollie, they all were online quite quickly. And I hadn't got it at that point, but finally, about an hour later, and I think that's why they did it, I got my early access. That's what they called it, early access. Now, there's a lot going online at the moment about how amazing it is, the graphics are brilliant, the gameplay's brilliant. I'm not so sure. Because last night, after about 20 minutes, I was bored out of my mind with it. The 20 cars weren't there. What it didn't tell you was if you shut down Steam and then restarted it again, it would then put up the next update, which then had the extra cars. That was one part. Then there's the fact that there's a lot missing from the game. Now, I get this, it's early access, I get that. But if you're paying for something, no matter if it is cheaper than normal, you do expect it to a certain extent work, or at least have it printed out what doesn't work. Now, they said there is something on Steam that says this doesn't, that doesn't, this doesn't. To be honest, how many of you actually read it? Very few, as you can tell from the complaints online, and I'm probably one of those people. But I found myself a little disappointed. So I started the game again this morning, and haha, I have all the cars. So I'm going to show you a little bit about what I found, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on what I feel about Assetto Corsa at the moment. As I've said in previous videos, I'm not an expert. I consider myself to be a little above average as a sim racer, and you're all going to complain about that again. I'm not going to go into that. That's my opinion. Apparently other people's opinion who know me and race against me think I'm a little bit above that. It's an opinion, okay? Which is what this is going to be. Opinions. There we go. That's the screen you get when you start, although you'll probably get the Fiat, unless you've worked out how to change the car. Because if you go to vehicles, all it does, if you go into garage, is show you that car. Dealership? No. Customized? No. It just shows you different Escort Cosworths. What the difference is between those, I do not know, because there's 5 of them and they all seem to be the same. Not sure. Anyway, that's one way. Let's have a look at the other menus. Academy. We can go and get our licenses. No, that doesn't work. Driver. Profile. I filled this in 5 times. As soon as you close the game, it disappears again. Okay. Gallery. Let's look at my replays from last. No, they don't work either. Right. So, what can I do? It says down here in the bottom right, offline. Okay, can I get that online? Let's go to settings. Let's go to gameplay. Online mode. Online? Apply? Oh, is it going to go online? Is it? Is it? I don't know. No, it's not. There's a lot missing. A lot missing. Interestingly, they've got credits. Credits work. Video. That's where you can set all of your graphics and display settings. I've got it set to 90 FPS at the moment, and there's a reason for that. Because with my graphics setting, and I've only got it set on high, it's not on ultra at the moment, I'm still getting skips. Not what I expected. Okay, let's get out of that. So, driving, special events. Let's have a look at special events. Nothing. Refresh, still nothing. Assists. That's where the assists are. Of course, why wouldn't it be? Interestingly, one there is not automatic pit lane limiter, but that's where all of your assists are. I'm not going to show you how to map everything. That's been done. If you can't find out how to map it by now, then you never will. I will say one thing. The throttle and brake pedal, you need to reverse the axis. Very, very important. Otherwise you sit there with the brakes on full and the throttle on full, and when you hit the throttle goes off, and when you hit the brake goes off. Does that make sense? Excellent. Right, we're 5 minutes into this video so far. Let's look at drive. Drive, single player. Okay. I'm not going to do a quick race. I'm going to go into practice just so we can have a look and see what it's like. Got a smoothie today, staying healthy. There's the car. Attention to detail on the car is really good. It looks really nice. Even down to the little vent on the sunroof there. Driving. Let's have a look. First thing, we sat there, you can see the driver's hands. You will probably change that view. Number of reasons. One, it's not in sync with the steering, and I haven't found a button that does that yet. Secondly, when he crosses his hands over, his hands look a bit weird. Really weird. A lot of you don't drive like that anyway, so it's fine. So to change the view, F1, unless you've managed to find out how to map the changes. If I try to glance right, it does momentarily and comes back to center. Same with left, same with back. So they're useless at the moment. Don't worry about those. Let's go and have a little drive. Now, interestingly, the cars that are on the game, I have actually driven a lot of them already. I've driven Escort Cosworths back in a day. I've driven the 488 EVO GT car. I've driven the BMW M4 CSL. I've driven the 595 Abarth. So I should be able to get a good feel as to what they feel like. Now, obviously, in the old days, we had no traction control on the Escort Cosworth. Sounds all right. What I can feel through the steering's all right, although I can't feel the curbs. Can hear them. Okay, right. One thing we noticed about the Escort Cosworth. Escort Cosworth does have lift-off oversteer. You will not power oversteer one of these cars, ever. Okay, it's fun. It's controllable. I'm liking that. Pretty good so far. Graphics, they're all right. I wouldn't say they're wow. Okay, there's one thing that you will do a lot of this. Sliding the Cosy about just for fun. It does feel like the tyres might be a little bit cooked already, to be fair. That's how an Escort Cosworth drives. Okay. What do I think of the graphics? Okay, let's have a look. We're on high settings at the moment. The big difference you'll see, the tarmac, there's more marks on the tarmac. It's not just grey and then the dark patches for the braking area. Over to the right, what we got? Yeah, they're all right. Let's have a closer look at this wall. It's not bad. Yeah, you got the little screws and nuts in there. It looks all right. Is it amazing? It's pretty good. Okay, let's try something else. Right, weather, drizzle. I'll tell you now, drizzle, rain and heavy rain all looks pretty much the same. There's not a lot of difference. Well, it's not between drizzle and rain, I know that. So, in the wet, another criticism, the paint on the wheels is slightly wrong on this, but hey. So, Escort Cosworth in the wet, round the Indy circuit. Let's see what it does for a laugh. That's not drizzle. Look at the rain on the screen. Personally, No. I know Jimmy Broadbent seemed to like it. I'm not a fan, to be fair. Let's see how it handles in the wet. Should be slippery. Okay, a little bit of left foot brake does tuck in the front. I've got to say the dynamics, pretty good. They're actually all right. Feedback through the wheel's pretty good as well. Okay, I'm definitely getting a lot more slip on the car. Big flick. Controllable. You notice the view's changed again. I want that one. I want that one. Okay, yeah, it does feel very different in the wet. I still don't like the rain. Makes me feel a bit sick. Yeah, it won't hold a drift being four-wheel drive, so, okay. Rain, yes. Slippery, yes. Does what it should do, yes. Okay, right. Let's try something different. Now, this is where you can find your cars. So, if you go into the car, go to garage, then you get all the cars. We've got the S2000, and the thing is, they've made it look like there's more cars than there are. There's 20 cars. Total, 20 cars. But what they've done is put different versions of different cars, which has annoyed me. Because you should be able to click one car and then click the version that you want. It tidies up this menu and doesn't make it needlessly long to fool us into thinking we've got more than we have. If you look at the Carrera Cup cars, by the way, so you've got ABS and traction control variant, Porsche Cup Experience or Porsche Cup Customer. What the difference are, I don't know. Then you've got ABS variant. Then you've got base variant. I don't know what the difference are. I presume these don't have the ABS and TC. But come on, Kunos, we're not silly. Then you've got here gloss insert, carbon insert, matte hood. That's where the different colours are, and it's just, you know, you can do that from your customise. I know that's coming. I know this is early access, but I think it's a bit silly. So we'll go to the BMW for a laugh. So first things first. Let's do it in the wet anyway, just for the hell of it. First things first, go to vehicle setup. For some reason, this under fuel and strategy has hypercar tyres. I don't know what that is. We're going road tyres. Let's make it real. Apply, back. Okay. Wheel looks nice. Dash looks nice. Everything's set on Sport Plus, Sport Plus, Sport Sport. Interestingly, when I drive one of these, I have the steering on Sport, on Comfort. Actually, prefer it on Comfort. Traction control. Can I turn it off? Yes. Much spinning will be had here. Interestingly, because this car doesn't have a clutch, you don't use it. I like that. Good little detail there. Okay. Very realistic on the pull away, that when you change up and you've got the revs up and it starts to wheel spin. Whoa, told you. Okay. One thing I've noticed, and I can't remember if the M4 CSL's got this, but on the dash where it says M4 CSL, sure there's red bars that come up like it does on the M5. Okay, I quite like this. Yeah, it's difficult to drift, as are most sim cars. For me anyway. I'm not good with sim racing and drifting. Still getting wheel spin. Okay, see if we can do a lap without going off. Going a bit deep there. Okay, the road tyres do feel, they feel really realistic, to be fair. It's the second time I've done that round out of Druids. So they do feel very realistic road tyres. Because if you've ever driven a road car on a track when it's wet, it's incredibly slippery. Certainly is here. Over in the Middle East, we get very slippery tracks. Now with time, yes. Oh! Got lucky there, didn't I? With time, I probably could drift this around a little bit. But the feel through the steering wheel, I've got this weird notchy feeling. Now what I've noticed is with this, okay, I know what it is now. If you can see the wheel, you see the wheel is going backwards and forwards. So you look at my bottom tyres, the rear left is flat spotted, I think. I think that's what that means. Which, to be totally honest, you wouldn't necessarily flat spot in the wet. So it's almost like they've got a dry tyre module for the wet. Yes, you've got less grip in the wet, but they heat up and break away the same. Yeah, it's a flat spot. They heat up and break away exactly the same as it would if it was dry. Whereas in the wet, it's not going to get that hot and break away in the same way. Does that make sense? So we've gone back to the pits just to prove that theory. I now have no knocking back through the steering. And interestingly, it was a rear tyre that was supposed to have had that problem. You wouldn't feel it through the steering. I get where they're going with it. Okay, yeah, ABS is working. Okay, so that's one thing I'm not overly keen on. Okay, let's have a look at the Ferrari 488 Challenge EVO. So this is one of the cars we've actually got a Dubai Autodrome to instruct in. So I spend more time in the passenger seat than I do in the driver's seat. They have a saying in England, those who can't teach. Yes, I can drive it. No, I'm not the quickest. Yes, I'm quicker than customers. Otherwise, I wouldn't be in that job. So let's just check what tyres we have on there, because I don't know. Hopefully it's just going to default to softs. Yeah, it does. Okay. So let's go and have a quick drive of this. This should have no clutch as well. Yeah. Okay. View. So the view of the dash, exactly what I would expect. Noise. Noise is exactly what I would expect as well. Tyre noise, a little more than I would expect. Okay, now I can feel the curbs. I couldn't feel that with the road cars. You heard it then through the steering wheel. Oh dear. Okay, there's zero setup on this. This is on a stock setup, so it's a bit understeery. Okay, nice little noise from the turbos there. So yeah, I need to turn down the tyre noise a little bit there. Okay. It drives as I would expect it to. The feeling back through the steering is as I'd expect it as well. Must remember I get understeer out of there. It's handled really well, to be fair. It's the thing with a 488. Being turbocharged, you do need to spool it up a little bit. Getting more comfortable with it now. Oh, a bit too deep into there. So overall, GT3 actually feels really good. Very lifelike. Good feeling back through the steering wheel, more so than possibly the road cars. The road cars have got it. I think that's actually pretty good, which has surprised me. Graphics. Okay, let's do a race and let's see what the graphics do, shall we? So we're going with the Porsche Cup car. I've not driven that yet, actually. I've gone with the one with ABS and TC just so I don't look completely ridiculous. And we'll go around Brands Hatch. Let's do GP. There's other tracks. Oh, there's other tracks, but we'll ignore those. Opponent skill 90%. Again, just so I don't want to look stupid. Who have we got driving? Andrew Wallace. I wonder if that's based on Andy Wallace, the test driver for Bugatti, who I've worked with a couple of times actually. Andy, lovely guy. Hello Andy, he won't be watching, trust me. But very funny. Right, gotta say that looks good. That does look really good. Livery is superb. Right, let's see what we can do with this. So you still can't pull first gear before you start. Don't know why. Sounds good. Terrible start there. Okay, see the graphics are already skipping. Oh, yeah. Oh. So we've got a couple of skips there already. And again, am I being overly critical? Yeah, the graphics are nice, but when you've got a drop out of the frame like that, it just detracts a little bit away from everything. Looks good racing close. I've got to say, this is fun. Car's fun, but it's skipping. Don't care what you're telling me, kids. It's losing frames. Now I know it's early access. A big one there. It's good fun, I'll give it that. But there's a lot of work to do, Kunos. So one thing I haven't noticed is any flames or glowing exhaust from the car in front yet. No doubt that will come. Just hooked a bit of curb there. The detail of the track is very good. Physically driving it, I have to say. Oh dear, Ian. So yeah, overall, driving experience good. Graphics, got work to do, kids. I like the close racing with the AI, that's pretty good. You can get nice and close to the cars in front. I'm supposed to be talking about the game here. This is the most involved I've been in this since I actually started playing it last night. I was pretty bored last night. So there we go. I'm not going to finish the race, can't be bothered. There's no profile up, but you can still see those skips of the graphics, which is annoying. Really annoying. So in summary, where are we? Yes, it's early access. Everyone keeps saying it's early access. Is that an excuse to put a product out there that has been so eagerly awaited over the last 12 months, if not longer, and hyped massively by everyone in the industry about how amazing it's going to be, forgetting the fact that we haven't even got open world yet? That comes later. And to be fair, I'm not even bothered about open world. It'll be something I'll do for 10 minutes, maybe do a video on it, and I'll never do it again. But with the expectation of where this was going to be, to throw out an early access game with most of the features not working yet, don't know. What are they going to do about it to make us happy? Now, we've all got it relatively cheap. It's between 20 and 30 euros, depending on where you are in the world, which is pretty good value. What I hope is for those people who did put in the effort and show the loyalty to Kunos, that they've taken this early access, that we get the DLCs free, because ultimately we're the ones who are actually developing it for them in the end, and they're going to see what people are saying about it. It's a bit like EA Sports WRC, but a lot worse. That's all I can say about it. Now, the skipping with the graphics, I don't know if that's an issue on my side. I've got a 4070 GPU, and I don't have problems with it. I really don't have problems with it. So why I'm getting problems with this, I don't know. That could be down to my ignorance as it comes with PCs, because I'm not brilliant with them, to be fair. So that at the moment is putting me off a little bit. The overall graphics, yes, they're nice. Wow? Are they? Are they really wow? If you look at all the different sims, they're all good in their own way. They all look very different. AMS looks different to AC, which looks different to ACC, which looks different to LMU, and etc., etc. Yes, they're good. The detail is quite nice on the curbs and stuff, the marks, you know, not everything's clean as you would expect it not to be on a racetrack. So the graphics, yes, they're good. Don't know if they're amazing. The menus, they're a bit clunky at the moment. It's early access. See, it's going to be an excuse for everything. The AI, it is better than the original AC, but we've only got a couple of cars to compare at the moment, so we don't know. The handling of the cars, I actually like that, really good. The Escort Cosworth does handle like the real car. The M4 CSL also handles like the real car. The 488 EVO, that feels to me like the real car. So that they've clearly worked very, very hard on. The physics of the cars are good, and that is what we can look forward to, because as they add more cars and however they do it and more tracks, that we can actually get on board with. We can't see at the moment what the online racing is like, because obviously there isn't any yet. Is this going to be something that's going to be coming on to, say, low fuel motorsport? I can't see it within the next 12 months. I really can't. I'd like it to ultimately, because we would like more choice, but I don't think it's there yet. And I think Kunos would have been better off waiting another 3 months or 6 months and getting it to a slightly more finished state before they released it to us. Kudos to all you Kunos followers out there who have put your money up to support them. Great. I don't criticize any of you for that. I completely understand why you've done it, but don't sit there on the forums and tell me how amazing it is, when personally I don't think it is. It's good, but there's a lot missing at the moment, and you can't sit there and say to me it's because it's early access. That's a bit like going out and buying a supercar that they state does 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 3 seconds, but you'll have it a little bit cheaper at the beginning because it only does 0 to 100 in 7 seconds. Hopefully you've enjoyed the ramblings of an old man who's not very technical and doesn't understand software development clearly, and I take my hat off to anyone who can even do anything slightly close to this, because that's not what I do. I drive stuff and I have fun online, and that's about it. And I'm hoping that you enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoy AC Evo, and I'm hoping you're going to hit that like, subscribe, comment. I'm sure you're going to comment away on this, all of you, and I look forward to seeing you all on track.